All right, so today's objective is that we are going to be determining the main idea by looking at repeating thoughts or repeating words in a text. And so I asked you in the Ignite part, I showed you a picture of Louisiana in terms of where it is in the United States. And I asked you, what do you think people eat here? Or what kinds of foods do you think people eat there? So this part is titled Catfish and Lobster, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be reading it once through, and I'm going to be looking for things that keep repeating in the text that will tell me what the main idea might be. Catfish and lobster. Louisiana is food lovers' paradise. The map at the right shows some of the state's many food festivals. New Orleans, Louisiana is known for many things, including its seafood. At the Louisiana Seafood Festival, people can taste the influence of Cajun cooking. Originally, French colonists in Canada, Cajuns, arrived in Louisiana in 1764. They traveled down the Mississippi River and settled the swamps and bayous. Over time, the Cajun people developed their own customs, which included seasoned dishes. Cajun cooks use cayenne pepper, garlic, and bell peppers to add spice to all kinds of food. Belzoni, Mississippi calls itself the catfish capital of the world. Each year, about 10,000 people traveled to Belzoni to attend the World Catfish Festivals. No wonder. With hundreds of catfish farms, the state is swimming in catfish. In addition to a catfish eating competition, the festival crowns a Little Miss Catfish and a Miss Catfish. Visitors to the annual Rockland, Maine Lobster Festival might not know that early European settlers didn't care for lobster. Food was scarce, but there were abundant amounts of lobster. At times, it may have been the only thing to eat. Things have changed over time. The attendees of today's festival hold exactly the opposite opinion. During the festival, people enjoy lobster rolls, lobster macaroni and cheese, lobster salad, and steamed lobster. During the 5-day party, people serve almost 9,000 kilograms, that's 20,000 pounds of lobster. And I'm just going to kind of look at the pictures here real quick. I have a picture of a lobster. I have a picture of Louisiana, the state. And on the state, it has Parish Catfish Fish Festival, International Rice Festival, New Orleans Oyster Festival, Louisiana Crawfish Festival. And then over on this side, there's a lobster roll, lobster macaroni and cheese, and down at the bottom is catfish. So the one thing that I know that keeps repeating is seafood or things that live in the water, any kind of seafood or fish. So that was one thing that was repeating, and I can see that just by the pictures. The other thing that kept repeating was festivals. And so in Louisiana, they talked about all different kinds of festivals that had to do with eating seafood. There's catfish, oysters, crawfish, frogs. And then in Belzoni, Mississippi, they're talking about eating catfish. And they're having a World Catfish Festival. And in Rockland, Maine, they're talking about the Lobster Festival. And lobster is another kind of seafood. So the things that are repeating, and I'm going to put a sticky note over here because this is something you might do when you're reading, is some main things that kept repeating were fish and seafood, festivals, and those were the two things. Fish and seafood, festivals. And so what I'd like you to do today is you are going to be writing in the chunk part, just in the discussion board, you will be writing what you think the main idea of this section was, knowing that the things that keep repeating are fish and seafood festivals. Fish and seafood and festivals. I'm going to fix that. Fish and seafood and festivals. Those are like parties.